Okay, welcome back and thanks for tuning in again. Got a bit of a different type of video today. So I'm loading up, get ready to go to a engine show down in Maryland. The Tuckahoe Antique Gas and Steam Association, something like that. First time I've ever going down there. So it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. I got the 8 horsepower, or sorry, this is the 12 horse Witty diesel electric plant loaded up on the trailer. Got the truck back in the garage here, loading that up. So I'll try to get some footage of the ride down there. And yeah, hopefully we get some good show footage. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow and Sunday. Today is Friday. It's kind of rainy. We got the control panel and a bunch of other stuff in there. So let's hit the road. All right, well, we made it to the show. Here's our display. Got Road King set up here. We got the 4-cylinder Briggs and the little overhead valve. And I brought the Witty diesel electric plant. Got that all uncovered. Yeah, it's Saturday. The show's a little bit small, but I think it'll pick up. We got a couple of engines here. Fairbanks and a Cushman there and a International. There's Road King there. He's making a video. A couple engines over here. And then we got a big engine building over here on this side of this trailer. We're going to take a look in there. There's some really nice stuff in there. And they got a steam engine building over here. This is a pretty big show. So I'll try to get plenty of footage for you. Alrighty, let's take a walk around. Looks like we got a number of traction engines here. Got a few over there that they're fueling up now. They'll probably be pulling with these later, so I'll try to get a video of that. Well, this is our first time here at the Tuckahoe Engine Show down in Maryland. So my buddy Road King's holding the camera and he's preheating the intake of the Witty diesel electric plant. It's about 45 degrees out this morning. At least that's what the thermometer says for the water temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and start turning her over nice and slow, trying to get some heat into the cylinder. I'm not going to be pumping any fuel in. Just open the compression release. Rotate the engine a couple times. And it's pretty cool out this morning. But we got a fresh injector nozzle, so we should have a good spray pattern. Hopefully with the heat, take right off. Once it fires, keep it in there for a couple hits. Alright, you ready? Alright, let's go. Compression release slipped on. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, I think it's good, buddy.
You have electricity?
Yeah, let's go take a look at it. Yeah, my light's on. Voltage is a little high, we can dial that back a little bit. 120. We'll let the engine warm up a little bit before we put some load on it, but she's running good.
Explain what these are, Mike.
These are heating elements. They're originally from old style like space heaters. They would have been threaded into a socket in the back of like a bowl, and they would have radiated heat out. They're about 600, 700 watts a piece. So
You're just using them for load test, right?
right. Same thing with the light. The light is 300 watts. So that's pretty good load in itself. All right, so I think the engine's warmed up. I'm gonna check the temperature real quick. Where you at? Oh, sorry. We're about 80 degrees, 85 degrees or so. So enough to put some load on it. Still got good oil pressure. So this is about 4,000 watts worth of electric heat in a 300 watt light bulb. So
4,300 watts.
4,300 watts. So I'm going to throw the disconnect on, and you'll hear the tone of the engine change. You'll see it'll start drawing some current. Drawing about 22 amps. Right at about 120, 115, 120 volts. We're drawing that amperage at 240 volt. This ammeter is giving me some trouble, that's why it's reading 0. But we're at about 21, 22 amps. So, and we heard the engine load down. I'm going to drop the load. Put it back on. Got a nice little campfire going here. These will start glowing in a few minutes. I can feel the heat already.
The one on the end is already getting red.
Take a look at this old Cat 60 here. Geez, this is what I'd like to find here. Big gas engine. Look at the repairs on these cylinders. It's like every single one of these water jackets is froze at some point. Still runs good though. Here's a nice engine, white Middleton. He's running on a hot tube, looks like. This big old Rustin Hornsby oil engine. Looks like they're preheating the hot bulb. Yeah, got the old Rustin running here. Well, that's how quiet that is, how smooth it is. This is a nice engine here, an Atlas. It's like a marine engine. There's the marine driving gear there. See the lubricator lines with the cylinders. Alright, we're here in the steam building, and we got a good vantage point of everything. We're standing right above this old Erie Ironworks engine. Got a couple of them going. I wanted to show you this generator. It's got a Skinner engine. There's a little bit of information about it. It's like a Crocker Wheeler AC generator. There's the exciter down there. Looks like it's probably about 30 poles. What would that make it? 125 RPM to make 60 hertz, something like that. Looks like they got a steam line plumbed to it. I'm not sure if they're going to run it. We'll see if we can get some video of that if they do. Got a modern steam boiler feeding this building. Looks like they're doing some repairs there. Let's take a closer look at that generator. Take a look at the governing system. Big leaf spring. That's really interesting. Wow. Now that's interesting. So it looks like the deflection of that leaf spring controls the amount of travel for the valve gear. That's interesting. So they're not just regulating the steam that's entering the engine, they're regulating the port opening for the valves. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, hopefully they run this thing. We can get a better shot of it. Here's a classic Fairbanks Morse. It's like a hothead engine. Listen to the beat of that thing go. Big two-stroke. Here's its air compressor for starting it. Feel the ground shake. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Just a nice little thump. I can feel the wind coming off the flywheel. Okay, so we're here in the machine shop, and our tour guide Dan here, he actually works on some of the machinery here, pointed out this interesting machine. This is a gear shaper. Fellows Gear Shaper. It was donated by the Baltimore Streetcar Museum, is that correct?
Correct.
Right, okay. So we don't know if it had any use there, or if they used it in the past, or what its purpose was, but well, what its purpose is to cut gears of diameters up to 36 inches, right?
36.
Yeah, boy, that's a fairly large gear. Wow. So the theory of operation here is there'd be a cutting tool mounted on that threaded shaft right there that would have the same tooth profile as the gear you are working on. Your workpiece would sit in this hole right here. The tool would move up and down and cut on the upstroke, that little foot right here. Where's that? This right here would keep the actual workpiece held down so that it wouldn't chatter as the tool moved up. And then as the tooth is being formed, both the workpiece gear and the tool would rotate in unison. and that would allow you to have a pretty fresh cutter all the time, and then work around the actual gear blank. It's a fascinating machine. We'll have to come back when this thing is up and running and actually see it in operation.
You go deeper. Yeah, you want to feel the tool flexing.
Feel it. Okay, feel it flexing.
Yeah.
Feel it do some work.
Yeah.
Mike's learning how to scrape
Try to
here.
keep it shorter. Let's say half an inch or slightly more than 5/8 of most.
So little short passes.
Yeah.
He's being taught by a master scraper.
Master scraper.
Where are you from? Austria?
Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't even close.
I know my accent is quite weird.
I know you sounded a little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what made me think it was Austria.
But yeah, I start speaking English the whole day at work. My boss was Polish, so I got also some Polish accent. Some other things that I'm Russian.
No, we don't know anything.
We understand
Us
you.
Americans,
Yeah.
we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So you're just going along.
Explain what you're going to do, Mike.
Well, I'm just. This is literally my first time doing it. I don't know if I can explain it very well.
Right.
But so the blue areas are the high spots,
Right.
and we're trying to get it as flat as possible. So and also get a good pattern in it as well. So we've just taken a carbide tool and removing a little bit of material where the bluing is, and we'll clean it off and put it on the surface plate and check it again and see where the blue's at and where the non-blued areas are. Okay. I guess in the end you want it to be like this, where it's totally.
No, we want to have something 50%.
Oh, right.
This is just a cover. I mean, actually, there is a demonstration of what you do when you don't have a master.
Okay.
And that is what Whitwell came up with the idea. You don't. You have to create a first surface plate. So what you do, you have to create 3 at a time. And so you blue one piece and you spot on the next piece. You scrape off the high spot on the second piece. You blue it. You go to a third piece, and then you scrape the third piece. Then you take the third piece, you blue it, and you spot the first. So you do round robin.
Get better. Right?
Yes, because you cancel the errors. If you do with only 2 or an even number, you can get one convex and one concave, and you have still a perfect spot.
To each other, but that's it.
But if it's 3, then you get a concave and concave that don't match, so you're cancelling out the errors.
Wow, that's. I've wondered about that.
They were good thinkers back
Yes.
then.
How did you start out? Yeah, because you had to establish a precision surface before you could do anything else. Wow.
And you can do it that way with the lapping, with the scraping, or any way that is set correctly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We try, man.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, we made it home in one piece. So, sorry there wasn't too much footage of the actual show, because there really wasn't much of a show. This was a kind of a makeup for the typical show that they have in July. But because of the whole virus thing, everything was canceled. So this was just something to kind of get everybody together. So I think I'll put this one on my schedule for next year, because it was a good time. Pretty nice grounds and a good setup. So thanks for watching.